My name's Andrew, and today I'm gonna Reka white truffle lobster ravioli. Woo! Recently, I was out diving in Southern California and I harvested a medium-sized lobster. To prep it, I cut it in half and I grilled it over some smoking hickory, and I brought it in and chilled it in the fridge. We're also gonna wanna have some fresh sage, a full decent-sized lemon, a cup of ricotta, and some white truffle. I got this on Amazon. It is amazing. I highly recommend you try it. It's good on a range of things. It will take a bunch of your food and dishes to a whole nother level. So let's get after it. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our lobster tail and we're going to pull the meat out. And essentially we want to shred all the meat kind of like a lump crab. You want approximately 12 to 15 ounces of lobster for the recipe that I'm going to show you today. I'm going to take this knife and we are just going to make sure that these are cut up into little tiny chunks. I'm now going to add the lobster to my bowl. Taking our ricotta, I want to just launch that into the bowl. This is very, very simple. We're going to grate as much of that zest out of that lemon as possible. Who doesn't like lemon with some good seafood? Taking my white truffle oil, I'm adding that into my mix. We're taking a very small leaf of sage and I'm adding that in now to our filling mix. Just begin to move that around and let all these flavors begin to marry and balance in the bowl. I've mixed this, it looks perfect. I'm now gonna cover this and I'm gonna put it in the fridge, waiting for later when we're ready to bring this all together. Let's make our dough for this ravioli. We have 2 cups of flour, all purpose, half a teaspoon of salt, a full tablespoon of olive oil, and 3 eggs. Just real simple. We're just gonna go traditional Italian style dough. Let's go. Taking our flour, we're gonna put that in our bowl. We're gonna take our salt. Gonna quickly get a thorough mix of the salt through the flour. And then I'm going to create what I call a well. Take our 3 eggs. Gonna bust those yolks up. And I'm just gonna start stirring from the middle, slowly blending in all the flour until I have a ball of dough. What I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to start to knead with my hands a little bit. And here we have a nice piece of dough that's well kneaded, that definitely did not go in my KitchenAid mixer for kneading assistance.
Did I do that?
So this is the consistency that you should be looking for there with your dough. I'm gonna cover this and I'm gonna rest it while we move on. We have our dough here and I'm all ready to go, except reality check, I had Amazon delivering me a ravioli mold, except Amazon hasn't delivered me ravioli mold.
We're going downtown.
So guess what? I'm gonna try and wing it and see if I can do it by hand, artisan style. I'm gonna take a little bit of flour and I'm just going to get that all over my granite countertop here. We're gonna take our pasta dough and we're gonna start to work that out. If you've got like a nice pasta machine or you have the KitchenAid pasta fitting, then you're not gonna have to do this, but I'm going old school today. We're going full-blown Godfather.
Can't remember the last time that you invited me to your house for a cup of coffee.
If you've got great tips and you are a master pasta or dough chef, why don't you let me know, or if you're an Italian with great family skills, you let me know what we can do better and I'll work on doing it better.
Now you come to me and you say, Don Corleone, give me justice.
So I'm going to find a halfway mark right here like this. Taking our white truffle lobster, I'm just gonna shape a little ball here. We're using 2 spoons. And I'm gonna place that right there like so. I've rolled the top piece out a little more because it's gonna need more flex. So I'm gonna do that and then lay it in between and come over the top, then lay it in between. There we go. Hey, thanks Amazon. You made us go all artisan. Doing it all by hand. I wanna try and get as much of the air out as possible. I don't wanna have big lumps of air in there, so when it cooks, it kind of explodes. I'm gonna take a wooden spoon and I'm just gonna apply some pressure through those sections. I'm not trying to cut it, I'm trying to make sure that we have a good seal. Now I'm gonna go a step further, and I'm just gonna press these in like this. To kind of look a little bit legit, you know what I mean? Slowly work our way through this process. These edges have a little practical, they're obviously aesthetically pretty, but also they are pushing the two seams together on the edges. Okay, so now we're going to carefully take these individually out, again pinching the edges. Before we cook our ravioli, I'm just gonna bring a very simple sauce dish together, and it's simply butter and some freshly, thinly sliced sage. Now, as opposed to a lot of recipes, I actually want to brown this butter. So I want to have that kind of effect. I'm going to allow the butter to just start to caramelize and see that it's just getting a nice brown. I'm going to add the sage, and as soon as that's just cooked off for about 30 to 45 seconds, I'm going to put this to the side, and we're going to immediately introduce our pasta water for cooking. As you can see, the water is a little oily. I used the sauce pot that we just cooked our sauce in, and I took all of the main contents of that sauce out, but I didn't wash it on purpose because I want a little bit of oil to be in the pot as we're bringing this to the boil. It's just gonna add a flavor profile and a texture profile that's perfectly reminiscent of traditional ravioli. We have our water boiling now, and I'm just simply gonna take a couple of these ravioli and I'm going to drop them into the water. Now they're gonna mostly sink at first. When they float, I'm gonna give them about another 45 to 60 seconds and they're gonna be ready to be served. These are some massive raviolis.
Oh my God!
So I'm gonna take just a couple of spoons of this pasta water with the starch in it, and I'm just going to mix that into our sauce, and we're gonna get ready to serve. So let's go in and taste this amazing culinary gourmet adventure. Let's go in, we're gonna cut it right in half. We're gonna take a look at the profile. Hot Pockets. Hot Pockets. So the forms actually hold really well, and you can see all of that goodness there. So let's go in, I'm gonna have a taste test now. That's absolutely gorgeous. Going in for a taste. Just gonna scoop it right in. Oh, wow. Magnifique. See, one of the things that you have to really watch when you're cooking with lobster is lobster is actually a very delicate flavor. It's not strong, it's not bold, but it has this amazing nuance that you can't really replicate. And if you're not careful, you'll override it. And you see the sage and the white truffle and the lemon and the ricotta are the perfect complement to actually elevate and highlight the flavors and the strengths that the flavor of lobster brings. This is a phenomenal recipe. If you don't have access to lobster, you could make this with lump crab or maybe crab legs. Fun fact, this is the first time I've ever made ravioli, and it's turned out clutch. It's absolutely 5-star. I would highly encourage you to give this a shot. At least think about giving it a shot. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Please help us get the Reka message out there. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the little notification bell so that you get alerted next week when we put out our next video, which I've already seen, and it is awesome. Thanks again for watching, and I'm out.